Hey guys, and welcome back to BKRtravel. Appreciate you for tuning in for another one of these answering your questions videos where you drop a comment below, and do that right now for any country I've been to. If you've got a question that you've always wanted to ask about what I thought of the culture or what I thought about the food, which is actually what we're going to be talking about today, anything that you find interesting that you want to know from my personal experiences, I am going to really reiterate this every single video. This is my personal experience, so please don't think that it is a generalization of a view from everybody who has been to these countries. It is just my personal view from my experience in the countries I've been to, which is Australia, Fiji, New Zealand, America, Canada, Hong Kong, Thailand, Vietnam, India, and Malaysia. So if you have a question, please drop it in the comment section below. But today's question is a very interesting one because this is something that everyone wants to know when they go to countries in Asia, or just in general anywhere, but in Asia specifically. And this one comes from Marcel Musa, who does ask, what has been your favorite food from each country you have been to so far? Great question here. Very difficult question though. Very difficult question when you're going to countries like India, Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia that are so rich in their food culture. They're so rich in the way that they're able to create and develop these intriguing foods that get the spices going and get the flavors really pulsating. It really is an amazing experience, not just for the culture of traveling there, but getting to experience all these different foods. Something that is so different to Australia. You can find these foods in Australia, for sure, but when you go to these countries, they're local, they're different, you just get that completely different vibe when you're eating them, and it enhances the experience. And especially when it comes to India, because when you're in India, everyone knows about how good the curries are, everyone knows about how good the naan is. Just to clarify, naan means bread. Just want to close that door there, because people always say naan bread. That means bread. Naan means bread. Alright, so it's either naan or it's bread, just depends on which one you want to say. Same thing goes for chai tea. Chai is tea. Okay? This is a really important fact here. Chai tea is basically you saying tea. So if you want to go and have a naan and chai, some people will say, I want some naan bread and chai tea. So that's bread and tea. You want bread and tea? Dear me. That's something you really learn when you come overseas, right? And some people will definitely know this back home, but overall you definitely learn this when you come to the countries. Okay, so I'm going to specifically answer this in regards to India, Thailand, and Vietnam because I wasn't able to spend too much time in Malaysia, and it was kind of just like a week layover in a lot of ways before I came back to Vietnam, so it's really difficult for me to give you a great answer there. I actually had a lot of Middle Eastern food, funnily enough, when I was in Malaysia. Malaysia is a very big culture hot pot for different countries and different cultures, so I can't really give you a fantastic answer in regards to Malaysia unless you want to talk about the Middle Eastern food. I think it was Iraqi food, actually, which was really interesting. So my first country that I'm going to answer here is India, and it's going to be lal mas. Lal mas is like a spicy curry, and it's got such a fruitful red look to it. It is bright, it is in your face, you can smell it from afar, and it was just so incredible. The taste, I put it with a bit of garlic butter naan. Oh my goodness me, it was just outstanding. It was outstanding. Now, a lot of people do worry about spiciness when they go to India, and this is something that is a valid concern. I can handle a lot of spiciness. Sometimes in India, it's still got a little bit too hot overall, but I think that the spiciness really enhances the flavor, especially with the Indian curries. The spiciness was incredible, but a lot of people do need to be careful when you go to India and just get a normal level of spice. It doesn't make you any less of a person if you just have a lesser version of the spice and not the India spice, right? There's 3 different categories that you can kind of go with, yeah? So you can go with the no spice, you can go with the tourist spice, the foreigner spice, which is medium to low. It's not really that spicy overall. And then the Indian local spice, which is hot. That is hot. And a lot of the time I kind of would go there and say the Indian spice, but they would actually still give me the foreigner spice on the basis that they'd worry about me. And I get it. I think that's really caring. I think that's very loving that people will still have that thought process, but it's not necessarily what I asked for. But I get their intentions. Now, what a lal mas is you can have it with lamb or you can have it with mutton, and it's from Rajasthan. And Rajasthan's got such a rich culture in that state in India. It is out to the west, so places like Udaipur, I think Jaipur, maybe also Rajasthan. I think it is. pretty certain it is Jaipur. And then places like Jaisalmer and whatnot, which is out far close to the border of Pakistan on the west of India. This place is so diverse. It is so hot overall, but it is so beautiful. Rajasthan is a beautiful, beautiful place, and Lal Mas really encapsulates the beauty and the fieriness of Rajasthan. I'll read out for you what it has here. So it's intense red color from dried mathania chilies and rich flavor from yogurt, garlic, aromatic spices, traditionally made with mutton or game meat. This dish was a specialty of Rajput royal hunts and is now a beloved spicy delicacy served with flatbreads or rice. So it's primarily prepared with mutton, goat, or lamb, although it was historically made with game meat. Now, the one that I loved the most was the lamb. Lal Mas, I love lamb. And the lamb that we had in Udaipur, we actually had Dream Yard Hostel that I stayed at, which was an incredible experience. They actually made us a Lal Mas specifically one night for everybody. A decent lot of spice there, really full of love and full of passion from the chef, and it just was an incredible experience. Lal Mas on the top of the Dream Yard Udaipur Hostel, looking over the beautiful lakes of Udaipur, the mountains, the scenery. Udaipur is very well known for its scenery and very well known for its lakes and very well known for its rooftop culture. So everywhere you look, there's a rooftop with a restaurant or just people sitting out on their rooftops. It's amazing, yeah. And Lal Mas overall, India, bang. That is the one I want, baby. That is the one I want. I actually went to India thinking it was going to be butter chicken, because I do love butter chicken in Australia, and butter chicken was great in India. But the Lal Mas was just next level, baby. Oh boy, it was just next level. Moving on now to Thailand. Now, when I was in Thailand, I was actually in like a fitness camp, essentially in Hua Hin for 2 months, okay, 6 weeks, so 6 to 7 weeks. I was in a fitness camp. So the fitness camp actually had food prepared for us, and it wasn't necessarily Thai cuisine. So I wasn't able to have the food adventure that I would have ultimately liked overall, but I was still in Thailand for another 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks afterwards / before, where I was able to experience what I could. But I was also staying at the Hilton in Hua Hin, and it wasn't necessarily pure Thai cuisine in a lot of ways. So I do want to really essentially say here that I haven't had the best experience Thailand food-wise, but I do love Thai food, and it has to come down to, their green curry and the masman curry kind of deal. I love a bit of pad Thai, but it didn't actually fill me as much as it fills a lot of other people. I eat a lot, and I guess that's why I needed to go to a fitness camp, because I'm fat, Well, I'm not as fat as I once was. I did lose a lot of weight there. Actually, I think what I need to go with here is the tom yum. Tom yum was fantastic. It really was fantastic, and the mango sticky rice was amazing as well. But tom yum just really got it going, and overall, as you can kind of see here, I love my soups and I love my curries. So I'll explain to you what tom yum is. So it's a hot and sour soup, famously made with shrimp, tom yum gun, known for its aromatic ingredients like lemongrass, galangal, kaffir, lime leaves, and chilies. A little bit of chili there. Spice it up, baby. A little bit spice it up, Now we're talking. Tom yum is very good. Is very, very good. And overall, I do think that if I stayed in Thailand longer, I would have appreciated Thai food even more so, because I was out of that fitness camp area. So for the time being, I am going with tom yum. Hopefully in the future I do go back to Thailand at some stage, but for the time being I am going tom yum because it was just incredible and really got the juices flowing overall. Then we come to Vietnam, and Vietnam is going to be a very simple answer. It is just basic as all basic is, but I am choosing a banh mi. Banh mi. Banh mi is BEAU full. When you wake up in the morning, you get to walk out into the Vietnamese streets. There's lots of bikes going around. There's people screaming, people, cheering, people selling things. Just the smells, the vibrant nature, the noises of Ho Chi Minh. I haven't been to Hanoi and whatnot, but the noises, just everything about when you wake up in the morning, you go down, you grab a coffee, and then you go and grab a banh mi. There's just nothing that beats it. There really isn't. There's nothing that beats it. Now, what a banh mi is a Vietnamese baguette sandwich featuring a crisp crust of soft, airy interior and typically filled with meats like grilled pork, pate, or chicken, along with fresh herbs, pickled vegetables, cucumber, and often spicy chili sauce. Coriander is also there. Okay, so this is unreal. I know it's just basically a sandwich, but it's not just basically a sandwich. It is not the same as just a sandwich that you get in Australia or America or anywhere. The banh mi is just filled with so much delight. There's spiciness there. Sometimes it can be a little bit too spicy, to be honest with you. But there's spiciness there. The pork. Oh my gosh. A nice banh mi with pork filling. You can't beat it. You just can't. And it's so simple to make and it's so cheap to buy. It is so cheap. Like a really expensive banh mi on the street stores will be like 45,000, which is less than $3, $4 Australian. You know, it's incredible. Sometimes I'll even get two. That's how much I love it. That's how much I love it, banh mi. This isn't necessarily food, but I'm also going to add on here coconut coffee. Coconut coffee in the morning? Not the... Okay, actually, no, I need to clarify here. There's two types of coconut coffee. One type is where it's like the milk-based and there's like the full ice cubes involved in it. And then there's another one where it's like a smoothie in a lot of ways where it's all crushed ice and it's got coffee and it's got coconut in it. That one's the best one. I'm not a big fan of the... It still tastes nice. I'm not a big fan of the ones that have the ice cubes and it's milk and coffee with the ice cubes. I'm not a massive fan of that because I feel like you finish that very, very quickly. But if you get the one that is ice and like a smoothie kind of deal, much better. Much, much better. And it's still, that's like 45, 50,000 Vietnamese dong as well. So you can go and get breakfast like $5, $6, $7 overall, and that's the most expensive banh mi, by the way. That 45 is, I'm getting literally everything. I think there was pad there and pork and stuff in it. It had like everything. The normal ones are like 25, 20 sometimes, 30,000 dong. You know, so you can really live a adventurous life here, food-wise, by not spending a whole deal of money, and you're getting a great experience. So whilst there's a lot of Vietnamese food out there that you can talk about and that you can love, I am going to go with a very simple answer here of banh mi, because it is just such a rich experience when you wake up in the morning, alongside the whole Vietnamese culture of the morning culture. And then you've got that coconut coffee alongside it. You go bang, you go bang, you go bang, you go bang. Nothing beats it. Nothing beats it. So for India, I'm going Lal Mas. For Thailand, I'm going Tom Yum, but I'm looking forward to the future where I can go and experience a lot more outside of my fitness camp. And then for Vietnam, I am taking the banh mi, but then we're going the drink of a coconut coffee as well. So I hope I answered your question here, Marcel Musa, which was, what has been your favourite food from each country that you have been to so far? I answered what I could. I want to see what your answers are, though, guys. Comment in the comment section. If you haven't been to these countries, have you had something from these countries in your own country? Let us know what you've had and if you enjoyed it. If you've had what I'm talking about, would you disagree with me and say that there is other things that are better from your experiences in these countries? I'm looking forward to seeing your comments below. But, guys, I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next time. Obviously, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'm looking forward to everything that we're doing here, and I'm really enjoying BKRtravel, and I hope you guys are too. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.